This conference will now be recorded.
So we'll just have a look at the coding of method references. So how many ways in which we can have the method reference? Then reference to a static method, reference to an instance method, reference to a construct. Static method we are done. I think. Okay. So whenever I'm talking about a static method, so the method declared as static. The method declared as static. So I think we have done this. Inheritance, double colon, say something. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we will create one. Okay. So we will create one and we will try and understand it. Okay. Now let's say I will create a static method. Okay. So, but before that, what I need to go for? I need to go for a function interface. Okay. How to create a function interface? Interface. Interface. My interface. Okay. Then if I give only one abstract method, it definitely will become what? Function. Now, it is not mandatory to give that, but better if we give this. What is that? At the rate functional interface. There is functional interface. So, now what I am going to do is, I am going to take a method and a static method. Both of these I'll take. So, method and the static method. Okay. So, here I will create a static method and static void one method. Okay. So like one class method. Okay. And I want to use these variables. Now then let's say these are also static. These are also static. Okay. Now what I want to do, so system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println, I will go for x plus y. Can I use x plus y? I mean x and y can I use? So this is also static, this is also static. There is no use. Okay. So here I will go for void second void second. Right? Now here I will say dot order println x minus one, x minus one. So this is an instance method and this is a static method. Instance method and a static method. Okay. Now what is my logic here? So suppose if I am saying uh, once to try to understand the normal way, then we'll go for the method. So generally what we do, so we say new one, yes or no? And I will say from the I will say o dot which method? To method. Yes or no? O dot to method. Yes. Yes or no? Okay. Now if I have to call this static method, there is no need of any class name or anything more. Isn't it? So directly I can call or not? Yes. So this is a traditional thing. Now if I want to use this method, if I have to use this method, what I will do? If I have to use normal, traditional, don't worry about function. So I have to say implement. I have to say implement. Implements my interface. My interface. Right? Implements my interface. So this class 1 implement my interface. So what it will say? Hey boss, as you are implementing, please add the unimplemented method. Please add the unimplemented method. Means you are going for adding unimplemented method. So here I can say it's into the. Now this is the implementation of which method? Parent class method. Yes or no? Okay. So this is the traditional way of doing the thing. Yes or no? So this is without use of lambda, without use of okay. So today we will be starting the concept of streams. So after finishing method reference, and streams. So these are the topics that we will be covering today. Now program, or else I should say Java program, Java program without Java program without method reference, reference or lambda. So we don't have anything here. Okay, so we don't have method reference, we don't have lambda. So when lambda involves, how can we actually? We don't do this, we don't do this, and we create this object. Okay, so we create this. I'm sorry, we create the variable for this. Yes or no? And we assign lambda into it. That's all we know. Yes or no? Am I clear? Okay. Now we will try to use the method reference. So, what are the method references that you know already? What are the method references that you know already? So we can refer to a static method. We can refer to a instance. Constructor will be. Okay. Now I have a static method like this. I have a static method like this. Yes or no? I have a static method like this. Yes. Then how he is calling that method? He is saying inheritance double colon say something. Inheritance double colon say something. So here, if you do want to do the same, what you can write? You want to do the same, what you can write? You are going to call this particular method. Now tell me how you can call it using method reference. Which class variable you have to create? Which class variable you have to create? You did not look at that. Okay, look at the title. What I'm creating here? Inheritance colon say something. That's what double colon. Inheritance double colon say something. Who is inheritance? This class. Who is say something? Static method. Static method. Okay. Now we are assigning that into what? Shape. Who is shape? Functional interface. Who is shape? Functional interface. So now remember that and tell me what to do. Okay. My interface. Fine. Variable name and my. So this becomes variable. Object means if you are saying new and all, that becomes object. Otherwise, it is just a variable. Okay. New. So what I should say? One. No need of implement. No. Okay. Okay. One double colon. Hmm. Which method? Which method? One method. Static method. That's it. Hmm. Sorry. One method. m smaller. So small. Okay, done. Yes or no? So 1 colon 1 method. Now tell me what happens when you do this. So generally it has to make a call here, right? Yes, but it is not meant for that, isn't it? So it is meant for initializing. It is meant for initializing it. Now I will say mi dot. Now there is no use of this code and this is not at all possible. Okay. Okay. Now mi dot what I should say mi dot method. Now tell me which output will come. The mi dot meth you are calling now meth output will come. But what is method? Meth is an abstract method. Meth is an abstract method. Yes or no? Abstract method do not have a body. What it will give? So now you are saying mi dot method. Now who will be called? Interesting. What will be the answer? The answer is going to be 8. How sir? How answer is going to be 8? Because see, you said one method. No, one method means this has to be called. But this is not a traditional method. It's not a traditional way to do that. So what it is doing? It is implementing the parent interface method with this code. Literally what happened, So one dot method, one dot method, name is changed to method. It is as simple as yes or no. So that is why implementation. Yes, am I clear? So when you are saying META, it is making a call to this, which is having this code. So this is what is called static method referencing. Static method referencing. Am I clear? So println is a static method. Println is a static method. That is why in println also you can use the double quote. Yes. Okay. Now let's try and call. Now let's try and call non-static method. Non-static method or the instance method. Now tell me how to call it. What I can do. Okay. So example was okay. I'll just go down a bit. Now, okay, this one. Now tell me what is that. Who will say something? The method. You are using H. Who is H? H is the object. H is the object reference. Yes or no? Which object reference? Inheritance object reference. Inheritance object reference. Who? The H. So with the help of H, whom you are calling? You are calling say something. Now literally who is called? Literally who is called? Say is called. I mean say is filled. Rather. Say is filled. Say is filled with what? Say is filled with say is filled with this. Yes? Okay. Now going back to our example. Now tell me here. First what I have to create? Create whose object? One object. Very good. Is equal to new one. Then what I should say? Sorry? Function interface. What is function interface? My interface. So create the variable. Okay. My interface mi1 is equal to o dot. Very good. Double colon. Which method? Do I need to call this one or this one? One method, two method. This one or this one. Sure. Okay. mi1 dot dot method. Sure. Okay. So when you are saying mi1 dot math, what will happen? It will go and call this two method literally. Yes or no? Am I clear? Yes. So in that way, what is the answer now? The answer should be the answer should be two. Clear with the logic? Okay. Now we have a constructor. Can interface have a constructor? Can interface have a constructor? Constructor will have a body. Constructor will have a body. Constructor is a method with body, no? So there is no way that we can add that in the. It cannot be default. It cannot be default method. It cannot be a static method, no? So that is a constructors are not available in a interface. Yes. Okay. Now constructor can be available here. So I will say constructor means what? The method with the same name as of the class name. Hello, I'm a constructor. Hello, I'm a constructor. Yes. Here. Okay. Now we need to call. Okay, go back. Go down. Now tell me what is it. Go to the main first. You are saying message double colon new. Who is message? Constructor. No. So class. Class. Obviously message also. Okay. So message. So you are saying new means who will be called? Who will be called generally? Constructor is called. Whenever you say new, constructor is called. But literally what is happening? Get message method. Who is get message method? Get message method is a method of the interface. What it returns actually? It returns message object. It returns message object. Okay. So who is hello now? Hello is the hello is the messageable variable which is assigned with the message new means you go and call this message constructor simply saying that. But but this is decoded into which method? This is decoded into get message decoded into get message. Am I clear? Yes. Okay. Now you tell me. Now tell me what. Tell me. You can easily tell. Hmm. Okay. So for your understanding, we will say message. Okay. So we'll not have all this to avoid the confusion. We'll take away. Okay. Something like message method and I will have okay. Okay. One. So we will have int number. Okay. So one int number. Okay. Now tell. What does one return? One will. What does one take? One will. Or what does method will take? It will take a variable called num. It will take a variable called num as the input. Yes. Yes or no? Okay. Now tell me what to do. My interface. Mi is equal to 1 making a which call? Constructor call. Constructor call means new. Very good. Okay. Then so you are getting some error. Okay. Why? Does not define one int. Okay, let's see. Next. Mi dot my dot which method? Method. My dot method with some 45. Okay, so 40. So one int. So this also should be one value constructor. No? Okay. So now one new. What is happening? Which is called constructor is called, but it is going to be the implementation of which method? Implementation of which method? Implementation. Everything you do, they are nothing but the implementations of the abstract method only. They are the implementations of the abstract method. Now tell me what is the answer? Tell me what is the answer? So my bad dot one something. Why? Because we are calling method 45. Okay. Mode of printing, no? So yes, mode of printing, isn't it? So what I got? Hello, I'm a customer. So we are printing. So you are getting something like the ID of that. Okay, that's right. So my method 45, where the call is making? The call is making here. The call is making here. Yes or no? Means one is substituted by which method? One is substituted by which method? Which method? This particular method. So that is the meaning to it. So method means you are making a method call with 45 means literally what is happening? What is happening? Where this call is going? This call is going to the constructor. This call is going to the constructor. So who is getting printed here? Hello, I am a constructor. You are understanding? So meth 45, where this call will make? This call will made to the constructor. This call will made to the constructor. Same thing with static also. Same thing with that normal instance method also. Every time the call is going to the existing method. Existing method. Am I clear? Yes or no? Okay. So in this way, you are going to take the constructor into consideration. So this is for what? This is for reference to whom? Reference to the constructor. Reference to the practice. You have to practice. You have to listen to the classes once again. Then only you will. So literally the call is making to the constructor. Here also one dot met where the call is making. The call is being made to the one met means where the call is making. The call actually here. But who is the implementation of this? Who is the implementation of this? The method is the implement. Yes or no? Okay, I think I did the changes, but I did not. Okay. So reference to okay, reference to static and instance. So what calls you are making? You are making a method call, no? You are making a method call. So method call. So actually, who is method? This has become method. This has become method. Okay. So here again you are doing method call. So now who has become method already? This has become method. This has become So that is the meaning. Okay. So the same thing happens with the construct calls. Okay. Right. So today, as I told you, we will be talking about the stream. So when we talk about a stream, the generally stream is nothing but uh, kind of a flow of data. It is nothing but kind of flow of data. Now, for example, I'm talking to you and you are talking to me. So there is a stream of data going, stream of data coming, right? So stream will not create any objects or anything, but it only kind of passes the data. It's like a pipeline. It's like a pipeline. Yes or no? So uh, if water has to come from one source to the other, we use a pipeline. But that pipe will not contain any data. No? Contain any data means it is only useful for sending the data, sending the water from one source to the other source. Yes or no? So basically, it's like a pipeline. It's like a pipeline. Okay, so keep that in mind and do. So it's a new additional package, blah blah blah. Okay, that is all okay. You can use later. Okay, see here. Stream does not store elements. It is pipe does not store any element. Yes or no? So pipe is just to pass the water. Pass the water. Okay, don't say that in pipe water is there means it is stored. Okay, don't say that. So just don't go for the literal meaning. Okay. So it simply conveys elements from source. Okay, source means array, array, it may be a collection, or it may be anything. So through a pipeline, that is what I said. Pipeline of operation. So what kind of operations can take place, sir? Like filtering, mapping. Okay. So like this kind of operations will take. Okay. So they are functional in nature. So performance stream does not modify its source. So suppose you are filtering the data or you are doing some kind of changes to the data. So the source will not get changed. It is just a carrier. It is just a carrier. Get it my point? Okay, so stream will not make any changes. Okay, so and evaluate code when required. Okay, fine. All that you can do. So what are the other things that you can observe here? So theoretical things you can observe. So we can filter, we can collect, we can print and convert. All these kind of activities we will be doing. So we will have one example for each. But before all that, I want you to understand the collection. So what are collection? Array of elements, dynamic array of elements, dynamic array of elements. So array is a collection is a dynamic array of elements. So where you can store collection of objects, an object which is holding a collection of objects. Okay, so that is the point. Yes. Okay. Now you added integers, you added float values, you added simple true or false, all those kind of things. But now what we are going to do is we are going to add a or we I can say we are going to add the class data. We are going to add the class data. We are going to add what data? Class data. Up to now you have added integers. Okay, how you add integers and all? For example, if I ask you to create a collection, so generally what you can say, generally what you how you can create a collection of elements. So simply you will say here you will say array list al1 is equal to new array list. Yes or no? So array list al1 is equal to new array list. So you have to say import java dot util dot start. Okay, so java dot util dot start. So now when I want you to create this array list, generally what you do, you will say al1 dot add, remove, get, all these kind of operations you do. So 48. Okay. So you will have something like 37 or else I'll say 5.8. Okay. And I will say something like 2. And I will say something like hello. So something like hello. Okay. And I will say something like hi. Okay. So basically, you will do this. So array list or any collection is not only have increase or decrease in the size, but they are also helpful for storing any type of object. Storing any type of object. So we say heterogeneous. What we say? Heterogeneous. Yes or no? So it is a heterogeneous collection of elements. Okay, sir, I don't want heterogeneous. I want only integer. I want only integers means what you do? You will say integer. You say integer. So this concept we call as this thing we call it as generic class. What we call it as generic class or generics. It's not generic class. It is generic. It is what? Generic. So we are adding generic. Means what will happen? It will only allow you to take integer. It will only allow you to take integer. And one more thing, collections will not take up the normal data type. Normal data type means int, float, double, so that won't be taken. So only wrapper classes will be taken. Wrapper class is integer, you have float, get capital, double, character. So all these things will be taken, not the normal, because collections are completely object oriented. Collections are completely object oriented. So they won't take data. Yes? Okay. Now these are all things more or less we know. Now I am asking the collection to hold product class object or employee class object. Yes. So employee product these are not created. We have to create it. We have to create it. So then how can I create that? So you need to create a class because object if you want the object to be there, its class should be there. If you don't have the class, you can't create the object. Yes or no? Am I clear? If you don't have a class, what cannot be created? Object cannot be created. Yes or no? So I want to store product, but product requires to store product. I require a class. I require a class. Hope you are understanding the link. If you want to create object, their respective classes should be there. Their respective classes should be there. If their respective classes are not there, we cannot create the object. Because classes are the base for the creation of the object. Am I crystal clear? Yes or no? Yes? Understanding my point? So whenever you are talking about this array list or any collection, you can store any object. You can store any object. So now what I want to store? Product object. So product. But what it will ask me? Because where is the product class? Where is the product class? So now I need to create a product class which is capable of storing product elements. Like you create a table. So now I will need a this class. I will need a this class product class. So create class product. So now this is gone. The red line is gone or not? Red line is gone. Why sir? Because this red line appears. We are creating a class. So class product class. So we are saying you can store the product type of object. You are eligible to store the product type of object. When you are saying integer, what we are saying? Array list, you are eligible to store integer. Array list, you are eligible to store float value. Like that. Am I clear? Yes or no? Okay. Now I want the data to be stored in the product. So I will use a constructor. What I use? Constructor. So constructor, I will put int product number, string, product name, double product value, or say product price. Product price. Okay. Now product number, product name, and the product price. Is that clear? Yes or no? So product number, product name, and product price. Product price. Is that clear? Okay. Now I want to store this. For this, I require three instance variables. I require what? Three instance variables. What I require? Three instance variables. Int product number. Same thing. Remember Java Bean class I told you? Encapsulation, Java Bean, setter getter method. Remember? Same thing here. Okay. So we will have the data private. We'll have the data private. Means we cannot take the data outside. We cannot take the data outside the class. But its methods can access. Its method can access. Okay. Now I will say this dot pno is equal to this dot pno is equal to pno. Next, this dot pname is equal to pname. Okay. Next, this dot p price is equal to p price. Done. That's all. So this dot pno, this dot pname, this dot pprice. So that values we will get from outside, and that values will be stored with the product. This is the way that you create a product class to store the element. To store the element. Now, for example, if somebody is asking you to create employee, what do you do? Class employee, right? So int employee number, employee name, right? Understanding? Yes or no? So data always private. Data always private. So constructor you can make it public because you want to use it everywhere. You want to use it everywhere. No sir, product also class I can create. Yes. If you want to create this also public, you can use it somewhere. Okay. So for now we will leave it. We will have to talk about access filters at that time. Yes. Okay. Now it's time to add the product. Now it's time to add the product. Yes. What we are going to do now? You are going to add the product. Integer you want to add means you are just saying 48, integer is 0. If you are just saying 5.3, double is 0. If you are saying hello, string is 0. But now you want to add the product. Product contains how many values? 3 values. Okay. Now create a product object. If I ask you to create a product object, what you will say? You will say new product. Yes or no? New product. So don't say that this is the object. Always I told you, right? This is the object. This is the object. Now I'm asking you to create new product. Means don't say product P1 is equal to product P2. Don't say that. That is not important. What is important? The right side one is important. Who is the right side one? This right side one will do the job. Yes. Okay. New product. So what I have in the new product? What I need to put in the new product? 147, comma. Okay. So product name, something like shoe, and product price something like 2499. Okay, right? Okay. Now I want this product to be stored in the collection. How to store the objects in the collection? AL1 dot add. What this can do? This can only AL1 can only take what? Can only take products. Can only take products. That's what we said here, no? Yes or no? So in this way, you can add the product. You can add the product. The product is also object. Product is also object. Just like the integer, just like a double value, just like a string, it is also object. It is also object. Am I clear? Yes. Okay. Now add three objects like. Okay. So 159 cap. So cap for two. Okay. So again one more I'm adding. Hmm, right. So the price is something like 340. Okay. Now if I say system.out.println of AL1. Now tell me what will happen. No, you cannot see those things. So now all this is object. This object, product object, stored at some location, stored at some. It is not the address. It is like a unique ID kind of thing. So object one, object two, and object three. Yes. So now I want to see the product product IDs. Okay, or the first product details. Okay, I want to see the first product details. So system dot out dot println. If I'm saying AL1 dot get hmm, get 0. Okay, so I'm saying get to 0. If I'm saying get to 0, which product you are getting? You are getting the first product. You are getting which product? You are getting the first product. Okay, so first product in the sense, first product in the sense, so it is like 0, 1, 2, no? So this is which index? First product will be which index? 0 index. Second product, 1. Third product, 2. Okay, so index 0, 1, and 2. So 0, 0, 1, and so get of 0 if we are saying, what you are getting? Okay, now I want to get the first product number. First product number. Okay, now here, uh, 0. So, product dot. Yeah, Okay, I'll look into that. Okay, fine. So this is the way that we can store the element. Okay, I'll forward. Okay, no problem. So get of 0. So whenever you are saying get of 0, so you are getting the first element. Get of 1 means you are getting second element and third element. Okay. Then what are streams and all do, sir? So what is the use of stream? Now if I ask you uh, to get the price, okay, so you can see product price. So if I'm saying product price, what will happen? All the prices will be taken up. All the prices will be taken up. So suppose if I'm saying product dot price, product dot price means what will happen? All the prices will be taken. All the prices will be taken. So whose products are here? Product is nothing but the product list. So product list. So what is product list and all? We will look at, right? So now where the stream is, stream is here. Filter, map, collect. Okay, so we will look at that. So most of the time we will be working out with the collection. Working out with what? Working out with the collection. So that is what I told you. So now in our next session, as I told you, I forgot how to do that. So I will help you with accessing the data. Then we can work. Okay. So now at least you understood today how we can access no one online.